Mr McTaggart said Ms Lenon called Mr Pajich and invited him to meet her at Rockingham shopping centre around 9 a.m. on June 13. Shortly afterwards, CCTV footage from the shopping centre showed Ms Lenon moving her vehicle into the back corner of the car park and returning to the shops where Ms Lily was. Mr Pajich was dropped at the centre by a friend and farewelled her by saying goodbye and God bless. It was the last time he was seen by family or friends. Police forensic officers at the Aurelia home where Aaron Pajich's body was found. Photo 9 News. Per the state alleges, CCTV footage showed the teenager leaving with the accused pair, with security footage from their home showing the three entering the house around 10:30 a.m. Mr Pajich did not ever emerge from that house alive, Mr McTaggart said. The state's case is that Aaron Pajich was brutally and violently murdered at the hands of these two accused. Either both Ms Lily and Ms Lenon jointly murdered Aaron Pajich, or one aided the other. Mr Pajich's body was discovered garroted with multiple stab wounds to his chest and neck, the court heard. He was buried wrapped in a plastic sheet with cling film around his face. Mr McTaggart said police who searched the home discovered a large section of carpet had been cut out and removed from inside the house and concealed by a rug and couch. He alleged it was a sign of a desperate cover-up. The area had been where the home's computer was located. Mr Pajich's thumb drive had been inserted into the computer around 10:30 am, leading police to believe he may have attended the house to upgrade some computer software. Security footage from the home showed Ms Lenon allegedly going to the backyard and then running back into the house holding a knife around 11 a.m. On June 19, several days after the murder, when media reports of Mr Pajich's disappearance began to spread, the state alleges Ms Lily bragged to a work colleague about killing the teenager. She told the Woolworths night shift colleague she stabbed Mr Pajich as Ms Lenon held him down, Mr McTaggart alleged, providing details only the killer would have known. She described how she stabbed a person and then, as if to convince him of the story, she told him about publicity surrounding the case and showed him a photo of Mr Pajich, Mr McTaggart said. She wore Aaron Pajich's murder as some sort of badge of honor. Mr McTaggart alleges she described in detail what she did, saying it was harder than I thought it would be and there was blood everywhere. Colleagues told police they had noticed she had cut marks and a bite mark on her body shortly after the murder. The court heard Ms Lily sent Ms Lenon a text a day after the murder saying, "I'm seeing things I haven't seen before and feeling things I haven't felt before," to which Ms Lenon replied, "You're welcome SOS." The state alleges the text conversation showed Ms Lily felt exhilarated by murdering Mr Pajich, with SOS being her nickname based on a fictional book she wrote in 2007 about a serial killer of the same name. She killed Mr Pajich because she could. She gloated about it and sent a message to Ms Lenon about the feeling of euphoria because she had done so, Mr McTaggart said. A notebook allegedly belonging to Ms Lily, found at the women's home by police, also had details of Mr Pajich's address and phone number. The state will allege the women in the days prior and after Mr Pajich's death bought substantial quantities of hydrochloric acid, cleaning materials and cement and had targeted Mr Pajich. Both women denied seeing Mr Pajich on the day he was murdered when first interviewed by police, but eventually both made some admissions to meeting him at the shops and driving him back to their house. Both interactions were caught on either CCTV or security cameras. The court heard the two women were blaming each other for the murder. Ms Lily admits she was at the house the day of the murder but denied being involved to Mr Pajich's death, helping clean up the scene, or burying him. She claimed she was unaware Ms Pajich was buried in the backyard. Ms Lenon, however, admits witnessing the murder but claims Mr Pajich died at the hands of Ms Lily. She admitted, through her lawyer, helping clean up the scene and burying him, and pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of accessory after the fact to murder. Ms Lenon's lawyer Helen Prince said Ms Lily had spoken about her desire to kill someone but that Ms Lenon thought it was fantasy talk as the pair often role-played together. She thought it was fantasy, she thought it wasn't real, Ms Prince said. Gemma Lily was in fact deadly serious. A day after Mr Pajich's alleged murder, Ms Lenon searched missing persons and life imprisonment in Australia on her mobile phone. The court was told Ms Lily wrote a fictional book in 2007 about a serial killer who was called SOS, a nickname Ms Lenon called her in texts read to the jury. The 5-week trial continues.